Next, we're going to talk about where do we go from here. After your FAFSA is processed, you're going to receive what's called a student aid report, or a SAR. The SAR is the result of the FAFSA being processed. The data that you submitted on the FAFSA will be summarized. You're going to look over the student aid report for accuracy. If you completed the FAFSA on the web, the SAR is going to be received via email that you provide within a few days. If you complete the paper FAFSA, the SAR is going to be received within 4 weeks through the Postal Service. If you list your email address on the paper FAFSA, you'll be able to access the SAR online. Within a few days, it will be being processed by the processor, as long as you have what's called a PIN number. If you did the application over the phone, a SAR is going to be received in the mail within 7 to 10 days after submission. After reviewing the SAR for accuracy, the student and parent, if applicable, must sign and mail the SAR to the address provided. Next, we're going to talk about FAFSA corrections. Now, you want to submit your application early. You can estimate your income to get it in, so you have that application receipt date. Let's jump ahead a month and say you got your taxes done already. Now you're ready to make corrections. You're going to go to the FAFSA.gov website. You're going to click on Start Here. Sorry, this remote is, okay, here we go. That's going to bring you to this screenshot. And the red box is pointing to where it tells you that you can make FAFSA corrections. You click on that link, that's going to bring up the student aid report. On the left, you're going to have a column of all the FAFSA questions. The next column are going to be your original answers. And then the next column will be where you make corrections. And then you submit the application again for processing. Within a few days, if you did it online, you get an email letting you know that the O2 transaction is ready for you to review and look over for accuracy. Okay? Got a question for you. Do we have any students that are going to be starting college early, like attending summer? Anyone? Okay, no hands are going up. If your son or daughter wants to get a head start on college and they want to start in the summer, they could take advantage of financial aid that's available for the 11-12 school year. Okay? So you can use those funds for the summer quarter or semester. That way you don't have to touch any funds for the 12-13 application. The 11-12 academic year is based off 2010's income. Okay? Any questions on that? Yes?
Not directly related to that. Are kids ever penalized because of their FAFSA scores? In other words, at Baker, if you're looking at somebody that needs financial aid and somebody that doesn't and they're borderline getting accepted or not, are they, marked down at all because of applying for the FAFSA and what student aid they need? Would that ever keep someone from being accepted?
Okay, the question was in regards to, I believe I understand your question correctly, based on the result of the FAFSA being processed for a student, given if they have a low EFC or a high EFC, will that penalize the student from being accepted at that school? If they're borderline, it's, okay, the information that I'm presenting to you tonight is from a Baker College perspective, okay? As far as I know, I can't see a school denying a student based on what their EFC would be, as far as whether or not they accept them or not, okay? That brings up another thing I want to mention to you as well. After you submit the FAFSA, if you don't hear anything from a school within 4 to 6 weeks, be proactive. Get on the phone and contact the admissions representative that you're working with or the financial aid office. Find out if there's anything that they need from you, okay? If you list a Baker College school code on your FAFSA, you will receive an award notification, okay? If we ask for something from you and you gave us what we needed, we will package an award for you. If we didn't need anything, you'll get an award notification. Then you know what you'd receive if you're going to be attending Baker College. Some schools don't do that because of the volume of FAFSAs that they get in, okay? They may only package aid for you if your son or daughter is accepted or enrolled at that school, okay? So that's something you want to consider as well. Good question. All right, next I'm going to ask you to refer to your canary yellow handout. It's called a student aid report. We're going to talk about that real quick. Okay, up at the top it's going to say Student Aid Report 2012-2013. Off to the right, going down, it's going to say OMB. Underneath that, that's your data release number, that DRN number that you can give to other schools. Underneath that, you have the expected family contribution. Again, that goes from 0 to $99,999. Schools are going to use that number to package aid for your student. Okay? You see that asterisk that's beside that? That means that your student was selected for verification. That's not anything bad. It's not like it's an IRS audit or anything like that. What that means is that it's the school's job, if you're selected for verification, to verify what's on your tax return versus what you put on the FAFSA. Okay? They're also going to probably have you complete verification documents, like they're going to verify, have you indicate in writing on their verification document the number of people that are in the household, making sure that it matches what you put on the FAFSA. They're going to also verify the number of people in the household that are attending college versus what you put on the FAFSA. They're also going to have you verify certain untaxed income as well. Next to the asterisk, you see the C. The C is bad. You don't want to have a C next to your EFC, okay? The C means that your student's information has failed one of the probably 5 to 7 databases that their information is checked against, okay? When your student submits the FAFSA, their name and date of birth is checked with the Social Security Administration. For your male students, they're going to check the Selective Service Administration to make sure that they're registered with the Selective Service. If you fail the Social Security Administration or the Selective Service database, you're going to get a C code. Okay? If your student committed fraud, you're going to fail the Department of Home, what is that? I can't remember exactly what that department is, but they're going to fail that database as well. If your student had a student loan that went into repayment that they did not make payments on, and they went into default, it's going to cause a C code as well. Okay? If they went to a school and they received aid and they withdrew if they withdrew too soon and they owed a repayment of a grant, that could cause a C code as well. So when you're completing the application, you want to be very, very careful and make sure you take your time. Whenever you're entering your student's name and all that, make sure that you're entering it as it appears on their Social Security card. Any questions on the SAR? Yes?
Okay, so you go through and you said when the application's done, the SAR comes out, and then it would at that time show if there's a C at the top, so that you have time to react or correct it, or?
Correct. What you're looking at right now is a copy of the SAR, a paper copy. When your SAR is ready for you to view, you're going to get an email. You're going to go online, sign in with the PIN. That way you can view the SAR. The very first page is going to look like this. Okay, so that gives you an idea what your EFC looks like. And then as you go down, you're going to see the questions that were asked, your original responses, and then you can make corrections if you need to. Okay, good questions. All right, continuing. We have a question. I don't see a hand. Oh, over there. Okay, yes, sir.
On that previous, the report online, would that be PDF form when you look at it online?
Okay. The question is in regards to this being a PDF form when you look online. Yes, it would be a PDF. Okay, verification. You may be selected for verification and your neighbor may not. If you're selected for verification, schools will contact you to let you know what is needed. Here's another thing. A lot of schools have gone green. They're not sending out letters anymore through the mail. So they may be contacting you via an email address. Okay? We have students come in all the time, and Josh can attest to this. For instance, like the winter quarter, a student will say, they'll pop in around Christmas time and say, I added you guys back in September and I never received anything from you. What's going on? Well, we look and we see that we sent them an award notification in October. Okay? So you want to find out what the school's process is to notify you if anything is needed. Any delays in submitting information that's needed to complete the financial aid process could slow down and cause your student to lose funds that they're otherwise eligible for. Okay, new for the 12-13 school year, if you're selected for verification, financial aid administrators are no longer able to accept a copy of your tax return. Okay, so in my 15-year career at Baker College, if a student was selected for verification, we just notify them, they bring in the taxes, and we make copies, we put it in the file, we work it, we make it official. Now, we have to accept what's called a tax transcript from the IRS. Okay, so the next slide here, and I know it's very, very small on your handouts, But this next slide here tells you the process that you can go through to get a copy of the tax transcript to submit to the financial aid offices. You can go online, you can call on the phone, or you can complete a paper form to get a copy of a tax transcript. Okay? All right, where do I go from here? Continued. Schools that you list on the FAFSA will package your financial aid award and mail you an award notification. You may list up to 10 schools to receive a copy of your SAR. And what you're going to do is use the award notification from each school to assist in your decision-making process in regards to what school your son or daughter is going to attend. The next slide here is an example of an award notification. This is an example of an award letter that a student will receive at Baker College. In this example, the student's going to be attending Baker is on a quarter system. We have fall, winter, spring, and summer quarters. This is an award notification for fall, winter, and spring. In this example, the student's going to receive the Baker grant. Looks like it's going to be $525, $700, and $700 respectively for a total of $1,925. The student's receiving work study allocation, Pell Grant, a subsidized student loan, and an unsubsidized student loan as well. And then further down there are instructions on how to submit a Stafford loan application online if the student chooses to do that. Questions on the award notification? Okay, next, we already kind of touched base on this already. The database matches. Be careful when you're submitting the application. You want to make sure that your students do not fail any of these databases. Okay, you want to follow through. Responses may come from the federal government, the state government, or colleges that you listed on the application. Be prompt with any requests. Failure to respond by designated deadlines or requests may result in the loss of aid eligibility. Avoid errors. Any accidental errors made in completing the FAFSA and/or supplemental forms may cause delays in the aid process and result in the loss of financial aid funds.